Hello. Hello. Welcome. Come on in. I'm Bentley Craig, and this is Things Thought on Circle Drive. Coming to you live from the very tip top of Crawford Mountain. And up here at the very top of the world, I get a different perspective. I have a different point of view. Makes me wonder. It's fascinating, the world we live in. So many amazing places, so many amazing people. We got amazing plants and animals in this world. You're amazing. You're special. Especially, you're very, very rare. And don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Thanks for coming by. I'm glad you came. Well, I was wondering, as I do a lot, especially these days. It's 2:28 in the AM, Friday, April 3rd. And I was wondering about the old flat earth. I was listening to the Guy Fawkes show, and he don't mind flat earthers at all. I'm like, I don't mind flat earthers. He don't mind them because they question things. They don't take the narrative we've been given. And I was thinking, well, I don't mind them either, but in questioning the narrative is awesome. I recommend that always. Even if you concur, why not just question it just to make sure? I mean, we know people that are liars, and liars can be anywhere. Science is just somebody else's narrative, and if you're like me, there's really some of the stuff there's no way to prove it. Unless you got pictures and Well, there's supposedly, Japan, I believe, took a picture of the moon, the Earth in the background. Of course, they say it's fake, and I'm like, I don't know then. I can't fly up and put a camera anywhere and more than, I don't know, maybe 100 feet. I could throw a baseball or a camera that high. I don't fly an awful lot. Last time I flew, I don't know if I got up to 35,000, 40,000 feet. The number varies on how high up you gotta be before you can see the curve. And it'd just be a little slight curve. It wouldn't be... Because, I do understand how big the Earth is. It is really big. I can tell you how big it is. How many thousand miles around. About 26,000 miles around at the equator kind of thing, ish. Give or take whoever's measurements. That's pretty big. I've driven across America. It's pretty big. Now, I've been at close to 12,000 feet standing. And I looked out, and the guy I was with, I was like, "Can you think you see the curve?" It looked like I could see a curve, but then I'm told you cannot see the curve from there or from anywhere at 12,000 feet. Well, I wonder what it was I saw. I saw several different mountain ranges. I was looking at no less than 5 different named mountain ranges. That's kind of cool. But instead of me trying to prove that the world is round, I have some things to get flat earthers to answer some of my questions and prove to me that the earth is flat. But just some answers, I guess. I would need them to explain why people in the northern hemisphere can't see the Southern Cross in the night sky, and the people in the southern hemisphere can't see the North Star in the night sky. Excuse me. Coffee does that to me. Y'all know that, right? Okay. So, I'd just like them to tell me why the sun sets differently in Clearwater, Florida, and we'll say Huntington, West Virginia, and Kapuskasing, Canada. Those are all on the same longitude line. So why would the sun set differently for those places? Okay. And why is there heat from the sun? How about that? Could you explain to me Mars, which I understand that most flat earthers don't go into space very often, but why does Mars do what it does? It goes one way and then appears to go back the other way, kind of thing. What's up with that? How about tides? Yes. Why do tides happen on a flat Earth? Why is the Pacific Ocean and the Atlantic Ocean, why do they have different levels? How is there a lunar eclipse? See, I know they got a little go-to answer for a solar eclipse, and it's not that good, but I'll give them a little bit. We'll just go ahead and be like, okay, that's a valid-ish kind of answer if I didn't go other ways. But their sky model is nope. Map model, nope. Oh yeah. What's up with that? The flat earthers are fun. I love how, when I talk to them, how ignorant they think I am. And not that I'm not ignorant. But I guess I would be ignorant when it comes to flat earth reasoning. People voted for Clinton instead of Trump. Yeah. So, just because you think you got the right answer doesn't mean you got the right answer. Oh yeah, the world is a wonderful place. I think it's a beautiful place. Yeah, sure, man has probably made some places ugly, and I can tell you that that's a fact. I can show you some places in West Virginia just makes me cry when I look at mountaintop removal sites. You know, where you can go, I can take you and put you on top of one mountaintop, look over and watch them driving around in the biggest Tonka truck in the whole wide world. And you want to talk about a big old vehicle, oh my god. It'd make a school bus look tiny. Really, that's crazy, isn't it? You can't hardly see a person from the other mountaintop over, but you can see that big old truck. It's amazing. It'd blow your mind. Human beings are, well, we're ingenuity. We got it. Necessity. Mother of all inventions, I guess, is what they say. Here's a little sidebar. Oh, I wished I could remember his name right now. This old man, I hung around with in his last days, and he said he was the one that come up and did the math and figured out that it was cheaper to remove a mountaintop than it was to dig underneath the mountain or into the mountain. He ran the numbers, talked his bosses into doing it. Yeah. What was his? Oh, sorry, I forgot your name, old man, for a minute. I'll come up with it. Oh, who knows and she knows. They know his name. I drove that old man's truck. I even had it for a little while. It's pretty sad. He had sons. I believe they were both coal miners, some sort. They didn't live too far away from him, but they wouldn't come over. And I wouldn't have been there if he'd had family, to be honest with you. But he didn't. And I apologize that he had to know me. I'm sorry you had to meet me. I wished your kids were here with you instead of me. But we made the best out of his last days. We didn't have a conversation of flat earth back then in those days. But that wasn't very long ago either. It was about 7-8 years ago. Yeah, something like that. So what do you think? Think the world's flat? I'm not a flat earther. But ultimately, it really doesn't matter. Am I just believing in something I've been told? Of course, I believe more in Jesus and God. You know, like I said, some people say that the Bible says there's flat, can't you see? Some people say it's not in there at all. I don't really get it when I read it. But things changes when I read them, I guess. Maybe I'll go back and read them again just to make sure. I really hate to willy-nilly throw out anybody's beliefs. I mean, just because you made the decision doesn't mean that it is the right decision. I've always wondered how people come up and make their decision and it's, I gotta kill this person, or I gotta go rob a bank, or I gotta go do some other crazy thing. You know, those people come up and made a decision that that was the right thing to do, or that was what was going to happen, right or wrong. And I want to make sure that me and my world views, my universe views are cool, you know. I want to make sure that's right, but pretty sure it is, other than becoming an astronaut. I wouldn't mind being an astronaut, but I don't know if I really get a full-on grasp of what it's like to go out into space either. Things happen out there. If you believe in that kind of thing, which I do. Like those, the twin astronauts. The one that was up in space, his DNA changed. Is that crazy? What's up with that? But do they check other astronauts' DNA? And do they change when they get back? I mean, is everybody in space that happen to, or just twins? I didn't really get that answer. I wonder if I could find that answer. See, that's the thing. I can read and hear things, but I can't ask these expert questions. I'm not allowed to question them. They're just supposedly their peers give them a thumbs up or a thumbs down. When it comes to things, have you ever just given one of your buddies the thumbs up, whether you do what or whatever? You're just like, oh hell, it's my buddy, whatever. Yeah, he's right. He ain't lying. You ever done that? Would our expert people do that? Are they infallible? So yeah, does the other people's DNAs? Or just the twins? Because that's the only ones I heard about was the twins, and they made a big deal about it. And then the other, I think it was the astronaut with his feet on the ground. That was it. He had the congressman lady he was married to that got shot while she was at a grocery store doing a meet and greet out front. That crazy. Some Looney Tooney showed up. And I think that was a woman that stopped that man from shooting a bunch more. If I'm not mistaken. A couple of those shootings, some woman just stepped in and did something while everybody else, all the men, run around screaming like a bunch of girls. A woman. That's why I love women. They just, I don't know, they just seem to surprise me sometimes, but I don't know why. I love y'all women. Coffee. I've always been a woman's advocate. Let me tell you something. Men don't like that. There'll be some men hearing me say this right now, and they won't like it that I'm saying it, and tell me that it ain't true. And they'll swear up and down, and they know men. I know men. I couldn't. There's, like I said, I could have been in clubs, but I was always told I would have been the best at whatever if I could have just kept my mouth shut. But I'm a bad dog. I just can't look the other way sometimes. If I don't know about it, that's one thing. Sometimes it has to happen right in front of me. But those are the same kind of people that tell us what is. And you know, they let us know what the definition of is. President might not know what it is, or what it is. But it is what it is. God bless America. Oh yeah, flat earth. Flat earthers are questioners. They just question. I think what they really are doubters. And they do feel special. Because, like me, most people believe the world is round and there's a real universe. And they don't really, most people don't care. They don't even want to hear it. They'll think flat earthers are just something's wrong with them. Period. They just go there. They don't even want to argue with them. They've been schooled. They just brush them off, or maybe you should. I don't know. I don't know, because you don't know. What do we do? Question. If you always question and answers, and question the answers, do we get anywhere? Do we understand? I believe I do. Like, I can look at the North Star, say in Washington, D.C., and it's going to be, at a certain spot. And when I go to Florida, say Clearwater, and look at the North Star, it's at a different spot in the sky. To me, I understand why that is the way it is. And it involves the world being round. And when I say round, I don't mean round like a circle. I mean round-ish. Yes, I said ish. It's not round, perfect circle by any means. But it has a circle appearance from afar. Yes. There you go. Roundish. So, I do like the hollow earth. I don't have a problem with that. Well, I don't mean like hollow all the way through, like out one side and in another. But they have a lot less to explain to me. The world is a pretty big place, and I don't doubt that there's huge empty pockets and weird things could go on in who knows what. We've only drilled down so far, and it would take like days if you would fall through a hole that went to the middle. It would. It'd take a long time to fall to the center of the earth. That's crazy. So along the way, do you think you'd see some crazy stuff off to the left or the right on your way down? Because it's not like the crust of the earth, what we're familiar with down there. It's just fascinating. Of course, I can't prove any of that. I gotta, I just spout what I've been told. But it makes sense when you start talking about mass. So anything could happen inside the earth, and I just really have nothing to go with. The ocean, there's a lot going on there, but I realize that it's not just magic and it doesn't disappear. I understand that there's earth at the bottom of the ocean. They're at the bottom of mountains. And they only go down so far. I don't know, 5-7 miles, I can't recall. I'm not a big ocean expert by any means. Oh my. Oh my. So you get flat earth, hollow earth, oh my goodness, some great coffee, high octane. How about the multiple dimension earth? I wonder how that would apply to flat earth or the hollow earth, or whether that would have any difference at all with those, or the same effect. Would it matter? Do we have different realities? Are you the only you? Or are there an infinite amount of you? Can you be doing all kinds of other things? Can you imagine you and an infinity of you doing an infinity of different things? Could you be a fish you in another reality, in a different dimension? I guess there'd be differences between realities and dimensions, time. Do you think we're all going through time at the same speed? I think I've been around people that were just a little bit faster, a little slower. Was that just my perception? So I guess in the different realities we could have a flat earth. I've always wondered about these things. I remember many years ago, on Latoul Avenue. You know, that moment where you've thought that maybe you were the only person in the whole universe, and if you didn't see them or weren't around them, they didn't really exist. I remember doing that on Latoul Avenue. Am I the only one, really? Are all these people here for me? Kind of like if I closed my eyes, they weren't there. When I opened them, they were. They weren't right there in front of me. They weren't around. Like they didn't need that data running at the same time. But I remember wondering if my friends, acquaintances, whether they were sitting at home at the dinner table with their mom and dad and their brothers and sisters and having dinner with their parents, or were they not there at all? Well, it was kind of cool for a minute. It was kind of sad that something like that would be happening. That would almost mean that everything around me is a lie. And I wasn't willing to accept that. Everything around me. When I wasn't around my mama, she wasn't there. She was just a figment of my imagination. My mom or dad, sister, brother, if they weren't around me, they were just empty space. An infinity, out in the infinity of darkness. See, on a flat earth, I'd feel like an experiment. If I thought there for a second there was a flat earth, I would find the edge or die trying. And my plan is never to die, so if I took off, I'd find it. But I don't believe it's necessary to do that. But if you could answer those questions, why is there tides? Now if the flat earth swayed back and forth, up and down on the ends, I could understand that, but I think I would be able to feel that. Just like you can't feel being on the earth because of certain reasons. Maybe you wouldn't be able to feel the swishy swashy, kind of like a seesaw. The flat earth, a seesaw. If you could prove that to me, I'd be your man to go find the edge. And I wonder if you'd go with me. You got time to go to the edge? Of course, we'd probably run into a military vessel between here and there that would shoot us, so. But are they really there? Well, where there's a will, there's a way. So you could bribe somebody to let you through. Supposedly there's a giant wall of ice that's unclimbable. Well, I'd have to look and see. I got a little bit of climbing in me. But I found that some people say, well, you can't climb that. And I'm like, well, okay, I can't climb that. But if I walk a few feet one way or the other, or a mile, I might be able to find a way up there. I might not be able to do it right here. But if I move and get a different starting point, I might be able to get up there. I wouldn't have to go 1,000 miles to find a way up. Of course, that's just my opinion. But they want to say, no, you can't. Once I decide to do something, can't really isn't in my way. I'm not scared of can't. And you don't have to be afraid of can't either. So if we're on a flat earth, which I would just happen to say when they describe it to me, it sounds like we're in a petri dish. That's what it seems like to me. And if I could get to the edge of it and climb to the top, it'd just be the top of a glass rim of a petri dish. And I am the equivalent of a virus. And when I escape out of that petri dish and end up in bat soup, I don't know, you tell me. If there's an end of the universe and I got out of it, would I just be a virus? Oh my. See, thinking and wondering about things sometimes is just fascinating. And you, my friend, you're fascinating too. First of all, you found this podcast and you made it this far. Well, thanks. I'm kind of doing this for you. Kind of doing it for me. Kind of doing it for a future me too. 15 years from now, I want to look back and listen to what I said and what I thought about things. Especially this time of year. What was I saying? How did things get to be? I haven't mentioned it in this podcast, and I'm not going to. Are there different realities where today's just another beautiful day and everything's perfect, and up on Crawford Mountain it's just so wonderful? I didn't have to look down on the world to see what the heck was happening, because everything was all good. Where we love one another. Not that we're having sex with each other by any, not that kind of love. But to each his own. Some people need more than one love. Cool. I got mine. I hope you got somebody to love. And it doesn't have to be a sexual kind of love. Somebody that you just care for in this world. That makes a difference in your world. It's good to have someone like that. And I hope you're one of those people. I've been that person in my life. When people look forward to seeing me. And then there's other people that are glad I'm gone. Gone. Gone, gone. Oh my. What a spectacular world, universe. Are we just a bad subplot line in a Doctor Who TV show? I don't think so. I believe that we're special. And you're special. We're special creations in this universe. I'd love to be able to get in a spaceship and traverse the universe. I'd love to see the end of the universe. I always loved going into a canyon and going around that next bend. What's going to be there? What's next? It'd be fascinating. An infinite universe to find the edge. Does that sound ridiculous? The universe is kind of like a bubble. Almost like a giant eye, actually, not a bubble. But shaped like that, almost shaped like a flying saucer, the way they explain it sometimes. The universe, spectacular. Of course, all I'm getting is artists' renditions of what zeros and ones on a piece of paper tell them that's out there. I don't know binary. In binary, everything could be figured out, just zeros and ones. Of course, I guess it could be ones and twos or fours and sixes. Crazy. Maybe not. Like I said, I don't know binary. But I don't know if you could read it and see all the binary numbers. There's an answer to everything. It's there if you know what the question was. And how to decipher where it was. Just like pi numbers. All of it's there. Everything we want to know is right there, but we don't know. No. They could tell us the date, the time, and the location. To everything. Like, you want to find out when the next episode of, I don't know, I don't know what's on TV anymore. What's on there? The Simpsons. There you go. That's still on. That's kind of cool. I haven't watched it forever and ever. But, yeah, so you want to find out when the day that the Simpsons are not going to be on air anymore. And exactly what time and place that you'll be. And by place, you can put, we'll call the coordinates, the GPS coordinates. All that's in there, those numbers, that's crazy. They're all sitting right beside of each other somewhere. All those numbers, your birth date and your current cell phone and the digits of your address and every one of your family's numbers are all sitting together somewhere in pi. Wow. But who knows? Who knows? Who knows? She knows. There's my people. God bless them. If you knew what who knows and she knows, well, you might not be able to sleep tonight. But I love them. I love them doggy style. There you go. Well, did I tell you how much I love you today? I love you. A bushel and a peck, a bushel and a peck, and a hug around the neck. I hope that's not copyrighted. But I would copyright my love for you. The rarest creature in the universe. To all of you. You and you and you. Well, I'm Bentley Craig. And this is the #1 least listened to podcast in the universe. And you can hear this podcast on whatever you're listening to right now. Plus, you can hear it at the Fringe Radio Network.com. God bless old Johnny McMahon. God bless Johnny McMahon and his freaky fringe group of Christian peoples. You can hear this at anchor.fm. And you can do your own podcast. I recommend it. And if you do it, please send it my way. Send me a link. You can get a hold of me at Bentley Craig at outlook.com, which might change because it keeps sending me updates to do things. I don't like that. So we'll see how that goes. But that's in my show notes. Link to the Fringe Radio Network.com is in my show notes. My show notes are showing up at different places, and they're not working right the way they do in other places, so I'll have to figure that out. I haven't figured that out yet. I'm kind of lazy. I'll probably do it tomorrow. But it's already tomorrow, so I guess really right now it's today. So you know what I'm saying, huh? Okay. You can hear it on all kinds. Apple, Stitcher, Spreaker, bunch of places. Oh yeah, true story. Thank you. You can hear it all over the world. Hello, Canada. Monica, how are you? How was your trip? Are you still tripping? Wink, wink. So you too, you can email. Like I said, Bentley Craig at outlook.com. Well, what else? I seem to be missing something. Oh yeah, the KFSA. That link is in my show notes too. Like I said before, and I'll say it a few other times. One of these days I'll ask Johnny if there's still shenanigans and what's really going on with that. Chances are you might be able to hear me on there. Maybe not. It's a Arkansas station. Oh my. Well, I love you. You have a lovely, lovely day. Let's all think good thoughts, and I mean it. There's nothing wrong with thinking good thoughts, and especially think good thoughts about our world today. It might help. And thanks again for stopping by. I hope you come by again, and we can hang out and think about what I'm thinking about. Let's think about something neat tomorrow. Let's not think about what's going on. You gotta think about that all the time. So, I'm Bentley Craig, and this is Things Thought on Circle Drive. We're coming to you live from the very tip top of Crawford Mountain. I do appreciate you stopping by. Please come by again. Let's hang out. One of these days, let's do some coffee. Coffee. But until then, until the next time, I will see you then.